May I will join again. There is some problem with my system.
Yes, surely. Certainly.
So, hope my screen is visible and I am audible via.
Yes. This can be your also audible. Please go ahead. Welcome.
Yeah. Good evening and namaste, dear participants and co-explorers. Welcome to the follow-up session of eSIP. And I'm Sridharshini. So, we'll just go on with the last week recap, where Lipika Didi mentioned about the self-regulation. When we look deep into ourselves, like we are aspiring to have this happiness in continuity and prosperity in continuity. So to start with that, we started with ourselves. We started to see the program to ensure this harmony in ourselves, where we have discussed about the coexistence of self and body. We have seen about the harmony in the body. We have also seen what is the self-regulation? How is that I can ensure the health of my body? So if you want to reflect on those things, you can do it up. You can raise your hand and you can share your reflection. And now we'll proceed with the next topic, which has already been started in the last session, where Lipika Didi started with the harmony in the family. We were talking about the fulfillment in relationship. And we are going to start with the first thing, trust. So these were the home assignment which has been given as a part of last week's session. And with this, if we go on with today's session, fulfillment in relationship, that is trust, resolving anger, irritation, fear, and so on. So this is what we have done. We have seen that for us, for human being, we need physical facility. But along with physical facility, relationship is also necessary. To live with fulfillment. To live with fulfillment in relationship, we need to understand the relationship. We need to have the right understanding of relationship. So we'll check it again. The unhappiness in our family, the unhappiness in the relationship, maybe our parents, friends, and other relatives. Is this unhappiness is more due to lack of physical facility or is more due to lack of fulfillment in relationship? What do you think? What do you think? Why is this unhappiness in the relationship is there? And what is the reason? What makes this unhappiness more and more in the relationship? You can also respond in the chat, or else you can also reflect it. If we look in deep, we'll be able to see that this unhappiness in our relations or in the family is much larger, or it's happening mostly because of the lack of relationship. What is meant by lack of relationship? I am not able to understand what the relationship is. Yes, Ganesh ji says both. Yes, both. But please revisit which factor holds more priority in bringing up this unhappiness. So with this, now we'll focus on harmony in the family. We have seen about the individual human being. Now we move on with this. So to live in relationship, we have to understand the relationship. Without understanding, whatever it may be, if I want to do something or get something, at first I should understand what is that. And without the right understanding, it will be difficult for us to ensure understanding relationship is to understand the feelings first. So we'll start exploring. We'll start our exploration on harmony in the family. So what is a family? What do you think a family is? Each one of us is a part of a family, isn't it? We can see for ourselves. We'll be having relations like parents, grandparents, uncle, aunt, sister, brother, and so on. So this is a family. So in a family, the relationship is there is relationship between oneself and the another self. So we know that we are coexistence of self and body. And when I talk about this relationship, the relationship is between oneself and the another self. Are we able to see this? And when we say about the relationship, there are feelings in the relationship. That is the feeling in oneself for the another self. And these feelings are definite and they can be recognized. There are 9 such feelings in the relationship, which starts with the foundational feeling or the foundational value of trust, followed by respect, affection, care, guidance, reverence, glory, gratitude, and love. Love forms the complete value. So these are the 9 feelings in the relationship. And when we are able to ensure these feelings in us, And when we are able to fulfill these feelings with the other, with our family members, and if the other is able to evaluate it rightly, then this leads to mutual happiness. And then what is the role of my body? The role of my body is to express the feelings, express my feeling towards the other, which we generally look as the behavior of the other. So with this, we will start this session talking about this foundational value, trust. So what is this trust? Why is this called as the foundational value? Trust is to be assured. And now, assured of what? Trust is to be assured, that is to have the clarity that the other wants to make me happy and prosperous. This is trust. So now, we will try to explore this feeling. We will try to understand this feeling. We'll try to live. What is this feeling of trust? So we will answer some simple questions now. So what we have to do now? Consider yourself as the first individual and think of someone in your family, your close friend or close relative. So as of now, we have two individuals. One is yourself and the another one is your close relative or friend who is virtually present and being with you and attending this session. So now let us try to answer this simple question to understand or to evaluate the trust that we have. Hope you all are ready to do this. So we'll start with this. So the first set of questions is going to deal about the natural acceptance. I hope every one of us knows what is this natural acceptance. Anyone want to reflect on this? Or do you want to get any clarity about this natural acceptance? You can either mention in the chat or you can raise your hand so that you'll be provided with mic. So if all of us are clear, we'll proceed further. So this is about our natural acceptance. So the first question is, I want to make myself happy. So I'm the first person sitting. So this is a question for me. Ganeshji says that it is the faculty within which helps us to select naturally. Yes. So that is our natural acceptance, an innate faculty which is within each one of us and which helps us to select, as Ganeshji is pointing out. So with that, we will answer the first question, that is 1A. I want to make myself happy. What do you think? Do you want to make yourself happy? If you have a pen and paper, you can just write an yes or no. This is just to have a self-evaluation of this feeling that we have. So we'll move forward with the second question. So I hope every one of us will be getting an answer yes. We can also respond or reflect. So every one of us want to keep ourselves happy, right? I want to make myself happy. And similarly, that applies to every one of us. Yes. Deviji says yes. Yes. So we'll proceed further with the second question. The second question is, I want to make the other happy. See, now I have one more person who is sitting with me and attending the session, and that person is the other person. So now I look at me and I ask this question to myself, do I want to make the other happy? The one who is virtually sitting near me? Do you also want to make the other happy? What do you think? Yes. So I'm getting messages in the chat as yes. So yes, I want to make the other happy. Good. So now we'll proceed further. Now, the next question is about the other. What do you think? Does the other wants to make himself or herself happy? You can think of the other who is virtually sitting with you and you can respond to this question. The other wants to make himself or herself happy? Yes? Nice. So we'll move on with the last question of the session, which seems a little tricky. The other wants to make me happy. The one who is sitting with me wants to make me happy. Check for yourself what is the response that we are getting. Or that can be the third option that I don't know. It may be yes, maybe no, or maybe I don't know. Yes, the responses in the chat says that maybe. Great. So whenever we are talking about the natural acceptance talks about the intention that I have. So you can see that I want to make myself happy. I want to make the other happy. The other also wants to make himself or herself happy. But the last question, it may be or may not be. Okay, let us have this set of questions and we will move on to the next set of questions, where the next set of questions talks about the ability or the competence. So the first question 1B is, I am able to make myself always happy. What do you think? Say, I want to make myself happy. Yes. 1 year is yes. But am I able to make myself always happy? Any one of us? Are you able to make yourself always happy? No? Fine. So the next question can't say. So there is a mixed response with some of them says no, some of them say can't say. Can't say, I can take that you are not able to keep yourself happy always. I can't say it. At times it may happen, at times it may not be. Fine. So we'll move on to the next question. I am able to make the other always happy. What do you think? Say that you are able to make the other always happy. No, no. So many no's in the chat. Very nice. Very honest reply. Good. So we'll proceed further. The other is able to make himself or herself happy always. I want to make myself happy, but I'm not able to make myself always happy. The other wants to make herself or himself happy, which is given in 3A. But are they able to make themselves happy always? Again, am I able to tell this? I will not be able to tell. And finally, the other is able to make me always happy. What do you think? The answer for this question will be, is the other is able to make you always happy? No. Very true. So we'll put a double question mark here, because when I look into this 4A, where the question is the other wants to make you happy, I'm not sure. He may or may not. How can I tell that? So what am I doing? I'm just doubting the natural acceptance of the other. So what is happening here? The first 4 questions, which deals with the natural acceptance of mine and also the natural acceptance of the other. I'm very sure about the natural acceptance of mine, where I want to make myself happy and the others happy. But when it comes to the natural acceptance or the intention of the other, I'm not able to be sure of the intention. I'm not sure whether the other wants to make me happy. But when you see this 2A and 4A, where I'm sure that my intention is to make the other happy. But have you noticed one thing? I am the other for the one who is sitting next to me. This 2A and 4A is a mirror question. Am I able to see that? So what is happening? Even though my intention is very true that I want to make myself happy, I am not able to do it all the time. At times, I'm not able to keep myself happy. So that is what my competence is. That is what my ability is. But what is the next thing that I'm doing? When it comes to the other, I'm looking at his intention as his ability. Are we able to see this? Any reflections or questions at this point? Are we able to see that? How is that we are evaluating trust? Yes, no. So with this, if we move further, this is what we have discussed. The first 2 things talks about my intention, and the next 2 things, I mean this 1A and 2A talks about my intention, and the next 2 things, 3A and 4A talks about the other's intention, which is natural acceptance. But what we generally do, we doubt the intention of the other, but I am very sure about the intention of myself. We think that the ability or the competence of the other to be his or her intention. So this is one example. We can see this. So if suppose it generally happens, right? When somebody has a glass in hand, and when you come to know that the glass has broken, then we generally tend to say that he or she has broken the glass. If the same thing happens when the glass is in my hands, then see, the glass has broken accidentally. See, I just forgot to switch off the fan while leaving the room. But if the same happens with the other, then it will be like he did it purposely. He purposefully didn't turn off the fan. Is this happening or not? Are we facing such kind of things in day-to-day life? If I come late to class, then there will be hundreds of valid reasons to justify. But if the other comes late to the class, then he or she is a born latecomer. He generally does this. We have seen this with our siblings also, isn't it? So what is happening? Even if I make the mistake, the same mistake 100 times, I never doubt my intention. See, my intentions are very pure. But there are so many factors which made me to do this. I made these mistakes by accident. Because I have this feeling that I am very special. And each and every time when I repeat this mistake, I reinforce to myself that I am good. So what is happening? I don't try to make effort to improve my competence. Instead of that, I try to reinforce that I am good. But if the same is happening with the other, or if the other person has repeated the mistake even once or twice, then this is the case. He purposefully didn't turn off the fan because I doubt his intention. In between siblings or in between friends, this would have happened like even in hostels, like one will be sleeping and the other might have forgotten to turn off the light. So every day he does this, every day she does this. I have told her n number of times that I'm sleeping. But intentionally he's doing it. Intentionally he's doing it. And what happens with such kind of thought? I have this feeling of opposition. I feel irritated. I get angry. Then I reinforce that the other is bad. Even though telling this for so many times, she is not able to improve on herself. Is this happening in the family? Have we seen such kind of scenario? So what does this indicate? That I doubt the intention of the other. So this doubt on the intention of the other is the major reason for the problems in relationship. Can we see this? So what is the mistake that I'm doing in the relationship? See, as we have discussed this, two sets of 4 questions each. The first set deals with the natural acceptance, and the second one deals with the competence. What is the mistake that I'm doing? See, I am evaluating myself only on the basis of my intention. I was having this gas in hand. I tried to hold it firmly, but what happened? Accidentally, it slipped out of my hand. Accidentally, it fell out. It fell down. So my intention was good to hold it. So I try to evaluate myself on the basis of my intention. But when it comes to the other, I evaluate the other on the basis of their competence. Isn't it? Which means I doubt their intention. So what I'm assuming, I assume the lack of competence of the other to be their lack of intention. We can see for ourselves whether we are doing this. Are we doing this even for the everyday activities that is happening? Am I evaluating the other on the basis of their competence? It's a question for us. We can just analyze. And because of that, am I feeling opposed to the other? I get irritated, angry. Then if I feel that particular issue is very big, then I may not speak to the other for days, for months, for years. And I'll be ready to even break up the relationship. I don't want such a kind of friend. And what we commonly say, see, I was having trust on him, but he broke it. But what the trust is? Trust is to be assured that the intention of the other is same as mine. So when we get this doubt on the intention of the other, then that will be the major reason for problems. That is where we say that I don't have trust on him. And fine, I don't want to talk with him. And I'm okay even to break up the relationship. Are we able to say this? Anyone wants to reflect on this? You can either put it up in the chat box. So this is for our self-reflection. So what do you think? If you have unconditional, continuous trust on intention, which means that the trust on the natural acceptance of the other. And if the other is lacking competence, what will you do? See, there are 4 options. Like in such a scenario, what will be the best option for you? Try to improve his competence, the ability, and also improve your competence, because I know that I am also lacking in competence, because I want to keep myself happy always, but I'm not able to do it because I lack in competence. Or you will get irritated. How many times should I tell him? Get angry, having a feeling of opposition. Gita ji says that try to improve the other's competence and also improve my competence. Very nice. If that is the case, then it means that I have the trust on the intention of the other, which will lead to a response. I will respond. Even if the other is going without turning off the fan, I will have the trust. See, this fellow, his intentions are good, but he might have forgotten or his competence is not complete. So let me respond or let me remind him again. So please, when you go out, please turn off the switch. So I will be having a response towards the other with this trust on the intention. But if I can see that I'm getting irritated, getting angry, having a feeling of opposition, then which means that I doubt the intention of the other. So in that case, I will be reactive. I'll be having these reactions. Are we able to see this? So now the second person, how many persons in your family and friends do you have trust on their intention, that is trust on their natural acceptance? But the checkpoint here is unconditional and continuous, which means that never ever in my life till this moment I had a mistrust. A simple indicator is never ever in my life I have reacted towards them. How many persons are there in your family and friends? Can you just count and check for yourself? Deviji says that unconditional but not continuous. Yes, we can check. What does this unconditional and continuous means? And when I say that it's not continuous, then I should have reacted at least once. Are we able to get at least one person, one such person in our family or friends where we have this unconditional and continuous trust on them? But this is the fundamental value. This is the foundation of relationship. So now, are we able to get an idea of the state of our understanding about relationship? Are you able to see the state of how far you have understood the relationship? So what is trust? Trust is to have the clarity. Trust is to be assured. Assured of what? Assured of the other. That the other wants to make me happy and prosperous. So if I'm able to make it up, see, when I see that I want to make the other happy, and similarly, the other is also endowed with the natural acceptance. So when I'm able to get this assurance, this trust on the intention of the other, then I'll be getting a tick mark here, where this 2A and 4A is just a mirror image questions. And with this, I'll be able to clearly see that the intention of mine and the intention of the other are similar. Both are having natural acceptance, which is an innate faculty. And this natural acceptance is actually what I want to be, what the other wants to be. But when it comes to the ability or the competence of ourselves, I do lack in competence, and similarly, the other is also lacking in competence. And that's why when I go on with this 1B, 2B, 3B, and 4B, I'm getting this question mark. I'm not able to say yes. So this is the clarity. When I am sure that the intention of the other is similar to mine, but we lack in competence, I do lack in competence, and the other also lack in competence, then that is the clarity. Are you able to see this? So with this clarity, when I revisit the moments where I would have got anger, I would have got irritated, upset, and I would have gone to the extent of even breaking up the relationship. Now, if the same breaking of glass happens, now what will be my state? I know that I am clear about the other's intention. I know that the glass has fallen down not because of the other's intention, but it's because of the lack of competence. So, as we have mentioned that when such a thing happens, then I try to improve the competence of the other and also improve the competence of mine. And that will happen with the feeling of affection. See, this generally happens, right? How many times should I tell you? How many times I have told you? But you are not able to understand it. But are we able to see that I may have difficulty in explaining, and similarly, he may have difficulty in understanding, so that I can work on myself and also help the other. So, trust on intention is the starting point for the mutual fulfillment or mutual happiness in the relationship. So, what is the resolution of the concerns in relationship? When I understand trust, I have the feeling of trust in me, isn't it? I can see that the intention of the other is similar or same as my intention. The other has this innate faculty of natural acceptance, which is same as the innate faculty of natural acceptance in me. But I can also see that the competence may be lacking in the other and also in me. So what I will do, instead of just looking at the weakness of the other, I will begin to see the strength of the other. So I do have strength and weakness. The other is also having the strength and weakness. I know that it will take some time for me to improve or develop my ability, my competence. And similarly, it will take time for the other to improve and develop the competence of the other. So finally, what I will do? I will redefine my expectation and I will try to see the complementaritiness. When I'm able to do this, I'll be able to relate with the other in a natural way. Instead of getting this anger, irritation, and so on, I will discuss it with the other. I will share it with the other. And thus, I will start to work for the mutual development. So, this anger, irritation, opposition in me, it reduces. Are we able to see this? So, what we have discussed in today's session, trust is the foundational value in relationship, which is the first value out of the 9 definite values that we have. And trust is to be assured that the other intends to make me happy and prosperous, as I intend to make the other happy and prosperous. And I can see that even though the intentions are same, there is a difference in the competence. And this difference or this lacking of competence is also in me. It's not just in the other. I do lack in competence. So with this clarity, my anger, irritation, opposition get reduces. And with a natural outcome, I will start working on developing my competence and also help the other to develop his or her competence. This leads to mutual development. So trust on intention is the starting point for mutual development. And with this, the home assignment for you for this week will be just check how many persons in your family and friends do you have this trust unconditionally and continuously. With the clarity on the trust, you always will be making effort to improve mutual competence. That is, we'll try to improve ourselves first and then we will try to extend help to the other instead of getting into this feeling of opposition, getting irritation, angry, even for a moment. If suppose I'm not able to ensure this, in case you get angry or irritated, note down these things. Just answer these things. Do you feel happy when you get angry? Just check for yourself. Do I feel happy when I get angry? And at times what happens? I get angry and at times I will express it out also. So what happens when you express your anger? Yeah. So sorry, there was a problem with my laptop. So the assignment, this second assignment will be just check, are you happy when you are angry and when you are expressing your anger? And also check what is the outcome when you express your anger. Does that leads to mutual happiness? And finally, you can also note what is the reason for your anger. Why are you getting angry? Is it because of the other or is it because of you? And finally, see, there may be cases where we would have lost some of our friends or relatives because of this lack of trust. So, talk to two or three close friends you may have lost due to lack of trust, and try to explain them what is this difference between the intention and competence, and try to check whether you want to reconnect with them. Tell them. And you can also note what is their response or how is that they behaved. Did they give out a response or a reaction? And we will also share it up. You may also share it up in the next session. So, with this, we have discussed about session 8. And if you have any questions, we can take it up now. Have any reflections or sharing related with today's session? You can share it up. Yes, Devi ji has raised her hand. Bhaiya, I'm not able to provide her mic. Devi ji, are you able to unmute yourself? No. Parikshit Bhaiya? I'm not able to provide you mic. In case if you can type it in the chat, I'll be able to take it up. Are you typing it? I will wait for some time.
जी दीदी नमस्ते.
Bhaiya, like I'm not able to provide mic. Can you please provide it to Devi ji? Yeah. Didi, you can unmute yourself. You have been provided with mic.
Hello, Didi, can you hear me?
Yes, Didi. Yes.
Okay. Small doubt, Didi. Actually, we are talking about improving competence. Okay, improving our competence and improving others' competence if they are lacking. So actually, whether we are talking about improving competence in self, because the competence in other fields means it will vary. If I am competent in one field, I may not be competent in other field. So, what is the meaning of improving competence actually and improving others' competence?
Didi, competence here
Yes.
is generally the Imagination that is guided with your natural acceptance.
Okay.
We would have discussed about the sources of the imagination.
Yes, Didi. I am remembering. Okay.
Yeah. So, in the
Uh,
sources of the imagination,
uh,
we can see that our imagination can be based on preconditioning, sensations, or natural acceptance. So,
yes.
when we say about competence, competence is the whole lot of imagination that is guided by my natural acceptance. So,
Okay.
generally, when we say natural acceptance, this innate faculty helps us to identify or to give out the answer for what to be done, what to do.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, when we talk about this competence, it's like how is that we are helping the other, or how is that I am helping myself so that my entire imagination is guided by the natural acceptance.
Hmm. So competence in self.
Yes, its imagination is in the self and it is improving the competence in the self.
Okay. Didi. Thanks.
Yes, Didi. Thank you. So it's 8:31 now. We have crossed 1 minute. So we will move on to the next session in the next week. And thank you so much for your active participation. And over to you, Parikshit Bhaiya.
Yeah,
Namaste.
thank you, Rashmi Didi. Namaste. And we certainly like to have more such informative, explorative discussion. So we'll meet again next Wednesday, same time. Till then, keep exploring. Namaste, everybody. Namaste.